So I'm going to call up a few players. And I have certificates for everybody who participated. And so the first one I want to call up is our one and done, Mr. Lucas Rosengarten. Come on up here. Well, he's won and we're done, right? Lucas spent a majority of the summer in Vegas playing. If you thought it was hot here, just wait until you tell the stories about what he did. But and he played a lot of golf out there and was able to finally come out this week and play. And got getting used to a new swing, but hopefully you had a good time out there and look forward to a fun season. Good job out there. Congratulations. There you go. All right. Clarify that. All right. Next up, I want to talk averages a little bit. Played in 4 of these matches, then also played in some matches down at Calamasa, but is Corbin Leonard. Come on up, Corbin. Great job. Corbin twice shot 46 out there, which is really good. I think, what was your best during the season? Was 45. Oh, you actually got 45? Okay, so it was right knocking on the door for that. Great job, Corbin. And look forward to much more good golf out there. Great job. So he came into this having already broken 50, but there's a couple of guys I'm going to call up here in a second that hadn't done that, and they did that this summer. So Alan Lancaster, come on up. Great job. Alan laid it out as one of his goals this summer to break 50 in one of these, and last week shot a solid 48. I don't know if it was the whole mentality of the brain having to go back to school, but a lot of the scores were a little higher today, so that's a little taxing. But great job this summer. Congrats on breaking 50. Keep up the good work. All right. I think that leads into, when I look at all these names, and here's another one, I believe. Pete, did you not break your what was your lowest score that you shot on 9?
Here it was
50. And then, so what did you shoot during the summer, though? You shot 48? 48 twice. So he broke his score, broke 50 twice. Come on up, Pete. Great job. Peter is a sophomore, right? Sophomore now over at Cajon. Great job, Peter. All right, so now we get started with some awards. Let's start with the A flight. I want to start with the A flight most improved. This gentleman came out, I think the first round, I'm not going to be weird, stare at my phone, but it was the high 50s, I believe 58. And not this week, but the 2 weeks prior to that, shot both in the 40s, 47 and 48. Michael Smith, come on up here. Boys A-Flight Most Improved Golfer. There you go, Michael. You got some hardware and a certificate. And great job, man. Had you broken 50 during the season? No. So it was a huge accomplishment, and you did it twice. So great job. Very proud of you. Great award. This gets voted on. I was tabulating and getting papers from everybody. And this young man won the award for sportsmanship in the A-Flight. Mr. Andrew Dean, come on over. He won the sportsmanship award, and that was elected by your fellow golfers out there. So great job out there representing us in class. Good job. Now I need to make this announcement. This is officially will be the last time he's allowed to win this award, because a few of the players said, hey, wait a second, I'm not sure if he belongs in this flight. But Eric's just come on up here. This is back-to-back championship for Harrison in the A-flight. I have to tell you, next year you're going to have to play the championship flight with the winners. Congratulations. Let me get your trophy here. There you go, Eric. And I actually delivered it on time this time, not a month later. Just take a shot. Great job. Harrison's also a sophomore, played last year. Again, was the champion last year, and plays over at Appointments. All right, so now it gets into the, and I changed a few of these around because only one person showed up from the A flight, so some hardware is going to go to some additional A flight players. So you'll get a surprise on those. But let's go to right here. This is a first time, Jonathan, Roy, come on up here. He's going to get a most improved trophy as well for his play. What was your lowest round out there? 46. Was that last week? Yeah. Great job. And previous to coming in, what was your lowest score? 45. Okay, so you haven't quite gotten back to it, but congratulations, because you started out shooting in the 50s and dropped your way down. Great job, Jonathan. Jonathan goes to Etiwana. What year are you? I'm junior at Etiwana. Great job. Close second in the sportsmanship award, and I truly agree with this in terms of if I look at my team and if I need anything done, honestly, I look around and half the time this young man is doing it for me, and he's already read my mind. He was serving you drinks tonight, so what better than Noah Giannis to come on up and receive the point? Honestly, he truly has a servant's heart, so I'm proud to give you this award because you deserve it, man. Great job. Okay. And we do have our last year's champion. I do want to point out Jeremy Monahan is here. He won our championship last year for the summer. And here, I'll let you present the trophy. Mr. Usher, come on up here. You can get that to camera when you come on here. Cameron came out here and blistered I will say stats for you especially. Your average was 38.5. I actually remember. I think the most impressive round was, score-wise, was 36. But if you read between the lines of the scorecard, it shows a little bit more because he was 1 under par going into 8, double bogeys it. And it's like, oh, I've lost my, under par round, but then toughens up on the last hole and birdies it to shoot even par. So had that intestinal fortitude. Great job. All right. So that's all I have. I didn't miss anybody, did I? That's the biggest embarrassment. I should have a little quasi award for your daughter who's out there at the range all the time. But great job. Again, please encourage your friends to come on out next summer. We'll do this. The other thing is there's also one down at Calamasa. One of my former players runs that down there at 4 o'clock on Fridays. It's a great place to get out and play some golf. It's a great sport. It's one of the toughest sports to play because guess what? When something goes wrong, you did it. And you got to be able to man up. It's never the gloves fault. Unless it's falling apart on your hands, man. You can rub it off, but in the end, it's your responsibility. And it teaches our young people there's no other sport out there that challenges them to the core more than this sport does. Oftentimes, you see people point fingers at teammates and stuff like that. But in the game of golf, it's an honorable sport. You call penalties on yourself, and you do your best, and you shake hands, and you're a gentleman through and through. And you truly were this summer. I was very proud of all the etiquette out there, working hard and helping each other out. So great job. Congratulations.